Hey guys, yeah, I'm just gonna show you how I work with my how I make my pages. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you like there's no proper way of making it because when I see other people like when I see like when they show their how they work on their comic, it's like it's yeah, it's their own way. You don't have to follow anything. That kind of hurts me sometimes. It's like whenever I think if you make like art, you have to follow something. So yeah, that's really stupid. But yeah, I'm just gonna start here. I'm not gonna draw or anything. It's already pre-made. I just show you like how I made my pages. So yeah, I started with yeah, I just like deselect pretty much everything in the actual page. So I started with a sketch. So this layer right here, which is like colored blue, so it has like a blue, more like like yeah, a sketch layer. So it's making your sketches more I guess noticeable because it's just one color that will think like just put in your mind that it's just for not finalized drawing. So yeah, I'm just gonna activate it right here, and I just put it, let's see here, right here, and I'm just gonna put the transparency up. So this is my sketch for this page. So yeah, it's really rough and stuff like that, like not really serious. So yeah, this is another of my like videos way back, like like trying to draw something without making it final. So yeah, just like randomly make lines, though still keep in mind what you're trying to envision. So yeah, I just made the sketches, and then I think what I did next is I made a ruler, um, uh, layer, and these shows um, well, in this software you can make your own boxes and stuff like that. Well, I don't really know, like it's been a while since I've used this software. I mean, this is MangaStudio Debut. um, yeah, it's like it's been a while since I've used this for God's Beautiful Creations, but I still don't know how to use, like, make your own, or like reform a box and then like make it yeah, it's really complicated. Like I feel like I'm being lazy for not like researching that. But yeah, it's like so yeah, this is like the simple one, which is like make a ruler, yeah, a panel ruler layer, and basically just like and select these, I think this one. And because when you make that ruler, it shows you a border, like it shows you a border right around here, and this tool right here just like breaks off each of um, the borders to make it, and then you can just select these pointer, um, this deform like the I think yeah, object selector tool, and it you can just like move around um, the what do you call this, like just the ruler kind of thing. So that's what I did with here. It's like it was normal, so I just like deformed it to make it more well, what I like. So yeah, I just made it like overlap to each other, making it like way more dynamic than normal. So yeah, yeah, now that that's what happened in that layer. I rasterize. It's basically rasterizing is basically just making your ruler layer finalized. So if I want to just well, this is right here. Actually, I just like put it on top because it's to to cover what's behind the drawing. Well, the drawings behind it later. So yeah, I'm just gonna activate that. There you go, and just take off the ruler layer, and there we go. For this part I have to explain it later. Yeah, it's just it's a really weird process. I like well, it's my process of making this stuff. Yeah, and what's next? I can just go to, yeah, the sketch layer, and then that's when I lower the opacity of the whole sketches, so it's much more easier to make or to line your sketches, like line art. So yeah, and my line art is this one right here, the very first layer I created. Or yeah, it's just the default first layer. So yeah, let me just zoom in here so you can see the detail. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna activate this, and there you go. So this is the line art for this page. So yeah, like it's really detailed. It took me about each panel pretty much takes me like 3 to 5 hours to do. Well, just because some of it is like I tried so hard to make it super detailed. Like for example, I actually have trouble. Like I yeah, it's really like it's really stupid because I made this character, and I guess her new design for each pages every time I work on this story is that for this comic is that I change a lot of her design. So especially in this setting, in this situation, in with this character, she's underwater, so her hair is a little bit like messy. Well, it's always messy underwater. So I just like randomly, like really work out her hair into like a really randomly placed like well hair underwater. So yeah, I can't really describe it, but yeah, just to make it more detailed. So yeah, what next? Yeah, I think I can explain these things right here. Like if you can see the ruler and the line art. So I once I did the line art, these borders or these panel lines are actually still attached. So I basically just went to the panel rasterized panel layer, and then just put it in like the lowest well, not the lowest, but it's like that opacity there. So I had to erase it, erase the panel yeah, the panel lines and borders, to make it more of like the the drawings or the characters inside one panel is overlapping the other panels to make it more dynamic. Uh, Again, you can do that with well, you can draw your pages without doing that. I like doing those because I grew up like reading manga, and manga is basically lots of manga pages always have that overlapping drawings, making it more alive. It's moving more 3D even though it's still 2D. Yeah, that's what I like about making these pages, and that's what like I'm pretty sure I'm over using this kind of thing, because if you go through my other pages, you'll see pretty much most of my pages have overlapping um, like drawings or like items or characters into other panels. So yeah, I can just go back and put this on full, and yeah, so let me just zoom out right here, and let's see here. Yeah, so this is the line art. So yeah, let's see here. Hold on, let me let me just okay, yeah. So yeah, so basically I'm just done with the line art, and at this part, so I can just deactivate um, the sketch layer, and now it's clean. So it's basically like the same thing when you're going traditional drawing, where it's like you draw your sketches first with a soft pencil. Well, in my traditional way of making drawing, is basically using mechanical pencil, because I guess it's like the most simple. Like for some reason I just strayed away from actual pencil, like wooden pencils. So yeah, I use mechanical pencil, and then just once the line art is applied with like ink pens and stuff like that, or even nibs and like separate inks. Yeah, just once it dries, you erase um, the existing pencils or sketches. Yeah, that's why it kind of like shows like this. Just to see. Hold on. Just to show you right here. Put this in. Yeah. So this is like my outline, and basically I just took it away and make it clean. So yeah. Up next is usually it's out of order. I usually like, yeah, I don't usually make this like in order. It's just randomly whatever next step I do, it's just randomly. So yeah, the next one is just making the background um, tones. Yeah, so the setting in this page is basically underwater. Well, it's still underwater. It like, yeah, it just takes me a while to um to make these pages, but yeah, it's like I really work hard to make them really detailed. So yeah, this one I just named it like BG tone, just background tone, just for organization wise, I guess. But I'm not an organized person. I just feel like I'm organized in some way. So yeah, I just put it in a folder because like I don't want to clutter like my previous pages, like my very old, the very first pages for God's Beautiful Creation. It's really messy. So this is pretty much like the most neat organization of layers I do right now. So yeah, I can just activate because it's in a folder. I can just activate all of them, and there you go. So each well, inside the folder I made is just three different layers of tones. So yeah, for the tones I just put it in graduation, or what do you call it? I can I kind of forgot, but yeah, let me see here. Yeah, each of them have their like kind of like to make it look like um well, it's kind of hard to explain. Yeah, right here, I think, if I can. Oh, this is the first one. Okay, never mind. Cancel. Sorry, my computer's kind of slow right now. Well, it's always been slow, but I still work with it. Yeah, I think this is it. If my computer's um, there you go. Okay, yeah, this is like the gradation like grid. So this gradation of tones is for this right here, the second or the third panel, and it shows you, like, if you see the background. If I can zoom in, yeah, there you go. So it once I set it right here, so this is like well, you can rotate the whole panel or the whole tone. So it has like, because I set it in graduation, so it has more of well, I rotate it so it has lighter and darker underneath. This is the top of the tone, so it shows you like the gradation of it from so this is gonna be white and this is gonna be black right here. So I just like put some points in there to make it like leveled out, so it's like darker here and like, and it goes lighter in the top. So yeah, let's see here. And as added effect, I guess, I just made most of like the noticeable characters or items, or like that's what I'm planning in my art style, I guess, is that, well, it's used in many mangas out there, so it's like it's really influenced me in some way. So yeah, I made like, I erased most of the tones, the background tones around the characters, so it will have like that popping effect. Like like, yeah, I do sometimes just leave the 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 tones and the background tones along with the lines of the character, but I just outlined this one to make it look like, oh, okay, this is like important to look at. They're not part of the background or anything like that. Yeah, it shows that this thing is right in front of you, or it's important to see um, those those things. So yeah, and for that, let's see what's next. Yeah, the fourth panel, I just left the background because it has like a ground drawing to it, and I plan on something else because I feel like it will be like, well, in my opinion, it will be a hard I guess toning process for it because it's just the ground, and there's like three characters or focus in this panel. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to like do erasing and stuff like that, to like, because I usually fill up the whole panel to create these background. Well, this is just simple background, so yeah, it's like if the background is more detailed, then I won't be doing this like simple cover everything and then erase some parts of it to make it more refined. um, yeah, it's like it's gonna be hard for the fourth one, so I just left it there and then went back to, or went I continued to the fifth panel, which is right here, and the same thing happened. Like the top is lighter, middle is like a little bit darker, and then it just goes darker at the bottom. For this one, I like, again, I did like erasing for it, just like this. The third panel with the outlines, and of course the bubbles, and of course I forgot. I did the light that is coming from above manually. I usually, way back in the previous the older pages I did make like another ruler layer to make lines so I can straighten the the um, the light rays. But now that I'm actually kind of confident, I just do it manually. So just do it with my arm like that, and it's just like it it makes it look more natural because light can go anywhere. So yeah, it's like, if I messed up, I say, oh, okay, it's okay, it looks natural. Because way back then, if I use the ruler, it looks so like bland. It's just like a straight, like a bunch of straight lines, and it doesn't make sense, and it looks like, yeah, looks so constructed. I want it to look more natural, so I just like mm, just do it by hand. Okay, yeah, going back to this what I was talking about. This one is like more of a scene where you're looking down, or you're looking up when you're like lower in the water bed, and of course you get your really creepy crawly sea scorpion here, and then this weird multi-arm, multi-spine thingy, and yeah, just looking up from the bottom of the water. So it shows, I try to show as much as I can. I can't draw or just apply like watery or liquid reflections or kind of like wavy kind of thing. So this is the best I can do for that. Let's see here, what's next. So yeah, I've done the background tones. So what I did now was the the actual toning for the characters, or the things or items in front of you, or the focus of the whole page and panels. So yeah, for this one, let's see here. I started with these right here. I don't want to confuse you with what, because it's just like a weird measuring thing for the tones. Where I started with like 20% like tone. You can just edit it. It's really complicated, but you really have to practice the software first to actually know. Again, I'm not a pro here. I just showing you how I do these pages. So yeah, 20% is my shading. for no, that's the wrong one. Okay, there you go. So I shaded her, like this is just like a simple shading for me, um for God's beautiful creation. Yeah, I don't want to go elaborate or anything like that for this, because there's not much story in God's beautiful creation. It's just me trying out the software, my skill of making panels, and like comic book in general, I guess, or manga style in general. So yeah, I made the simple shading underneath her, her upper top of the eye, her hair. Let's see here. Yeah, especially these like no, well, it's not really monstrosity. It's just like a really, I did really hard on this. Like every time I draw the young goddess, it's like her hair, like especially in this water environment where her hair is like uncontrollably like messy. So yeah, it's really hard work trying to shade pretty much all of the strands, well, if you can call them strands. But yeah, I did like the shading on her neck, her clothing, her arms, her chest, especially with the her companion here, the water creature, and of course I added some small details too with oh, that's ugly. Well, it's not really ugly. It's the way tones work, but I just minimized them so much that in the normal view it would look like it was just paint. So yeah, I will make comics in the future just like this that shows the tones, like the actual like dots kind of thing. But right now it's not my thing for God's beautiful creation. So this is pretty much my style for God's beautiful creation. So yeah, yeah, for the detail, made those like for the bubbles, like shadows for the bubbles, making more more realistic. It, like yeah, it shows you, it's like a bubble effect. The same here, like yeah, it's pretty much the same way. It's just shading, like 20% shading for it. Let's see here. Yeah, for this one, just left it a little bit, like a little bit of shading. Let's see here. Yep, I can't say for this one because I this was really hard to do, especially with the background and stuff like that. Yeah, as you can see, there are some small details with that 20% tone here. So I really, like really messy process I did here. Um, yeah, the same thing with here. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. So yeah, I next one is the 35% tone. So this makes her hair darker. Well, tips of her hair or even her back of their hair. So I made it look like it's like this is the like the manual version of like a graduation tone setting, because I can like, well, I can, if I'm lazy, I can just like line like highlight the hair, like really highlight the whole hair, and then just pick the graduation option, and then just graduate the whole thing, and I'm done. But it's not my thing. Like yeah, I'm actually going on like really detail on this one. So yeah, that's why I just like manually put shading to it, so it looks like her upper top of her, or her the base of her hairline is just like really light, and then it goes a little bit darker, and then it's just really dark at the end. So that's why you see like her tips right here, um, make it look um, like again graduation. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about this. If you can see um, her like her shadows, her shading, they it was originally really flat, so it's like you'll see like cells of I don't know if I'm what what I'm referring to is actually the right term, but her like her shading is just flat. There's no like this. MangaStudio Debut doesn't have blending tools, so I have to do it manually. So yeah, I just took um, the the pen tool and just lower the the lowest it can be, like the thinnest brush or line ever, and then just manually cross hatch or erase cross hatch every shading, so it would look natural, like it was kind of blended. So yeah, just remember that cross hatching. You if you went to like art um, art lessons in school, yeah, you really know about cross hatching. I mean, again, I don't really like art in most educations because I think it's really like yeah, it's a weird process they when the government makes it, but yeah, it's just basic like art, traditional art techniques. So yeah, pretty much the same with these. For the 35 percent tones, yeah, I did like the creature's eyes right here. For this one I didn't apply it to this creature right here. Let's see, yeah, you can see it right here that I did the much more darker tones. Some darker tones are also applied to here too. Um, yeah, it's pretty much like that. Well, I wouldn't say it's simple. It's really hard because I'm actually doing stuff and really manually. Next one is these ones are really small details. Let's see, 15% one is just her eyes. Well, some of it actually. Let's see, um, 15%. Yeah, for this creature right here, because I wanted him to like have a totally different shade. Um, as you can see here, for the fish's eyes too. See here, I'm just gonna turn on and off. So yeah, I just changed her eye. Yeah, and then just added like details to her eye too, so it looks like again details. I love doing details. Let's see, and then the next one should be 10%, and it's mostly put into the water creature right here. So as you can see here, yeah, and it added to I added it to the fishes too, and of course the creature right here, as you can see. Hang on, there you go. And yeah, it's just like small details, and again, doing manual stuff, I did all of the the shading and of course erasing of shading to make it look like sunlight is hitting this creature from above. So I did a really poor job right here. I actually kind of lazy at that part because I didn't know what to do first. So yeah, I just like wanted to make it like replicate what's up top. The light source, not light source, the light source hit, like the light source is hitting into the actual characters. So it's like so yeah, it's like the waves of the ocean up top. So it's like it's really like, for me this is actually like the most laziest thing for the lighting effect. I did it. Yeah, I just erased for the water creature here. Just a little bit. I don't know why, but I couldn't find uh, any ideas to make him more lighter. But I just wanted him to be a darker, like colored tone creature. So yeah, so I just did that for this one again randomly. As you can see here, there are like kind of like lightning designs on the creature here, but it's like I tried to make his his whole body like the 10% tone. Whole body is that color, but just erase some of it and make like the water ripple lighting up top. Again, this isn't my for the tones. This isn't my best one because of the water, like the water effect. I'm not really used to water like water lighting effect. So yeah, and of course the 10% toning right here to like applies to here to if you can see it. Yeah, it's basically most of the details in this one. Yeah, I think we're almost there. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, as you can see here too, I did a lot of details in the fifth panel. Let's go back up, and then these right here, light is just another like small detail. I didn't apply it to anything. It's just random. So yeah, if you see light right here, that's nothing. It's just like small detail. It isn't the light that's coming from like the sun into the water kind of thing. Nothing like that. That is just a separate layer with the toning. So the light part is just a simple, I guess, important aspect when you're drawing like manga style characters or anime style characters, is that their eyes. So the light part basically just puts um, um, light highlights. Light highlights. Wow, that's a weird term. Light highlights on her eyes to make it more, yeah, anime or manga. So yeah, for this one again, it could have looked really plain and just flat if I hadn't cross-hatched the lighting, because it's like, yeah, there's no blending tool in this software. So yeah, I just cross-hatched the eyes. The fish's eyes has it too. What else? Yeah, I did it with the water creature's eyes too here, right here. Pretty small detail. For the eyes for the other creatures, I did that way back in the line art section. So yeah, I didn't really. I just made it far more easier for me. Um, I feel like it wasn't that lazy, because I always wanted them to look like their eyes are really dark and there are some reflection to them. So yeah, I think that's it for the what do you call it, the tones. And the next ones is, oh, I always have fun making these types right here. So these are the sound effects. I just put on SFX, just for shortcut. But yeah, just put in B and W. For me, this is black outline and black line and white outline. So what I did is, if I activate it right here, so yeah, it shows my inexperience of making sound effects, and just for like, because well, I'm not Japanese, I don't know like kanji or anything like that, so I'm just using like Western sound effect, um, I guess, design. So yeah, I did like, for this one I made this panel right here just to show her she's surprised, and with like the traditional Japanese like surprise gesture right here with a small like explosion um, on the character, and then just added the exclamation mark at the end right here. For this one, they're just random. I tried to make because they're underwater, so I tried to make like the bubbling sound, the bubbles that passing by. Let's see. I did a small one right here, as you can see. Well, you can't really see it because it's really hard to see, because it's like a really small portrait, and the details are mixing with the actual effect. But there's a exclamation mark and a question mark right here. Yeah, it's like I made like a really small, like really weird trend here. Like for this one, she's totally surprised. She has two exclamation marks, and then for this one, she is surprised and questioning. So yeah, an exclamation mark and a question mark. For this one, again, I'm not that good with sound effects, but I do have fun making these sound effects. It's like I feel so much joy making them. So yeah, this is just like a swimming sound effect for this creature right here. Um, and again, I have these like really weird trends when I make this. I guess, yeah, I'm just having so much fun. But yeah, it's like this is the double exclamation mark, an exclamation mark and a question mark, and then here I just put in double question marks. Well, it's more like a quick, yeah, this page is more like a quick overview of what the characters are doing. So yeah, yeah, for this one is like the sound effect here is this creature right here. Try well, if you read this page, I want you to figure it out yourself, I guess. But well, I'm making this video, so yeah, my intention of this is just like this actually came to me randomly. I just made this like this panel, and I was like, hey, why not make them communicate to each other without the young goddess knowing what they're talking about. So yeah, just creak 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 kind of sounds for this guy right here. For this one, there's not much a lot because it's like wow, that was a weird grammar right there. There's not much in this panel right here, just this thing's clicking sound. um, because I wanted it to be just like a portrait, and then you see this thing and you're just like really creeped out by this thing. um, yeah, so that's pretty much like the sound effect. I will like, yeah, I'm just having fun with the sound effects. Let's see here. What else? I can just put this away, and then now the next part is the, let's see, the dialogues. For this one, okay, I kind of forgot to mention um, this comic I'm making, God's Beautiful Creation, is actually an experimental. Again, as I said before, like a couple minutes ago, in this video, is that like I just do stuff randomly. Not randomly. There is a plan, but I just like change it along the way and stuff like that. Transform it different ways and stuff like that. So this story is unscripted. I did not make any scripts at all. I just do this. I just make God's people creation by feeling. So like, if there's a day like I was like, oh, I feel like I'm not drawing. I don't work on it. I don't have any plans and like about it. I just like wake up and it's like, oh, I feel like drawing and I want to like continue this story. So yeah, this story, or like a lack thereof of story, but yeah, this whole comic is just improvised. I have no script to it. I did not write any script. I'm not a writer. I will write my other stories, the stories that are much more complicated. I will write them to make plans for them, because yeah, I really want to make stories. But yeah, yeah, let's go back to the topic here. So yeah, I just made this text text and bubble right here. The bubble is actually um, custom made. So I just, this software has a really good speech bubble creator. Not that good, but it's still like it worked for me. um, so yeah, this one is like custom, like it has like, if you like, you don't really see it that much, but there are wavy lines in there, like um, trying to show narration from the character. So yeah, and you can just activate this one right here. It's pretty much like, yeah, this is pretty much like, because the whole page is kind of like a flashback or a rundown of what is going on, um, like quickly going on through their journey. So the main character is like narrating this part, but I don't want to make it rectangular or like square like, because um, just a little hint of the mystery of this story, I guess. Well, there's not much mystery because um, I didn't make any script for this, but the young goddess, if you look at it, the young goddess, I drew the young goddess without her mouth opening when she's talking. So yeah, if she is actually narrating, I would put like a rectangular dialogue. But she's not actually saying stuff. So yeah, just leave that to like a soft dialogue. So yeah, let's move on to the next one right here. um Again, unscripted comic. I just do this randomly. I like, I know if you go to Mark Shelley's like lessons of it, like how to draw manga and stuff like that, he always say like, well, he does traditional stuff, so yeah, it makes sense. But he, when he does his dialogue, he never draw on the area where he wants to put the dialogue. Not for me, it's not my style, which is really weird for me. I guess because I drew a really detailed part right here, but I was like, yeah, I don't have any space to put um, dialogue, like dialogue and text bubble. I mean, dialogue bubbles and stuff like that. So I have to sacrifice parts of my my line art, or the actual art itself, that I'm really proud of. Sacrifice it to put dialogues on them. So yeah, that's my style of making it. Um, like yeah, I don't leave like a spot. Yeah, for me, if I do that, and again, I'm kind of like disagreeing to Mark Shelley's like lessons and stuff like that. But it's just like you don't have to follow certain order to make your art better or something like that. um yeah, that's what I feel like when I do that. It's like, oh, I just have to leave this part for a dialogue, um a speech bubble, and I totally like see the, like there's no flow to your art when you're just like, you just stop to limit yourself because you're gonna put something else there. I mean, if that's your way, it's okay because it's you. But for me, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice part of my art to put dialogues in. But it's okay because like it's part of the art now. Yeah, if you can see it right here, it's part of the art. So yeah, let's go right here. If it activates, there you go. And yeah, and that's the last part right there. So yeah, this is just like a sneak peek of how I do my pages. um, yeah, it's been a while since I've made a video for this channel. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, there's a lot of things happen, but yeah, if you have questions, um, just suggestions for me to like, or even like if because I'm not really an active artist. I'm really lazy most of the time. I just play video games. So yeah, if you want to like art trade or send me a request, and just show you back what I drawn of your request, I can do that too. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I hope you learn some parts of what I do, what I how I make these pages. I just did this one because I'm actually kind of proud of this. Um, but yeah, I'm just like celebrating, I guess. Well, I guess it's a proper way to celebrate a number of subscribers I have for this channel. But yeah, thanks for the subscription. I hope you keep watching my videos, and see you in the next video. Bye.